Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the Incomplete Guide to Starsector. This is going to be Home Alone episode, in a way, because today, if you may recall from the last episode, our mission today is we're going to set up our first colony. Possibly two, but most likely just one. And for that, we're going to need to get started, so let's get to it. Now, I came back here to dump things off and resupply and then go, but I had a thought of we probably don't want to dump everything here because we want to eventually start bringing all of our gear over to our new home. So we have a whole bunch of stuff in this terraforming platform, all these weapons and other fun things. They need to come with us. Now, they might not all make it in the first trip, but I want to get them down there as fast as possible so we have a nice, safe place we can always come back to. And since it's not very far from the core worlds, it isn't really a problem that it's not, right here. So, we're going to hit Asharu, where I did buy fuel. I think we have plenty of that. We are going to need a number of different things. We need more heavy machinery, and I'm kind of shocked we don't have more, but okay. Because in order to colonize a planet, you need to have 1,000 people, and we almost have enough. We're not quite there yet. We need 200 heavy machinery and 200 supplies. So we're going to buy all the supplies that they have here, and we're also going to round out all of our crew we can possibly carry. So when we drop them off, we will have just over 100 spare crew left for our ships, which is just fine. Although, now that I think about it, we should probably stop here. We will also pick up these ships. Not you. We'll bring these with us. They're not very useful to us right now, but they will help us carry more junk. And junk we have in spades. So, let's go ahead and grab this. We will also bring extra people so we can get our crew back in working order once we drop them off. And that should do it. Let's see. Oh, we have a freelance administrator. I was just watching someone else play, and they spent like an episode just flying around looking for a single administrator, and took them forever, so I feel kind of bad that we have one right here. So, when you have a colony, or multiple colonies, any colonies, you have to choose whether you are going to be the administrator or if you will have a freelancer do it for you. Now, for your first colony, it's probably best that you control it because you will give that colony a +2 bonus on its stability, which is great to have, especially early in the game. An administrator will take care of it for you, and you can have up to 3. And I think we'll go ahead and hire them because if you're not actively using them, they take a much reduced pay. So this person doesn't have any skills. That is perfect for a starting administrator. There are administrators who have the industrial planning skill, but they cost a lot more. Yeah, so she wants 5,000 credits and then 2,500 per month. That is fine, because until we actually assign her, she'll get this bonus, but I'm pretty sure she only charges like $250 a month when she's not used. Go ahead. And let's see what's here. A pirate needs an extraction from the Darren Kuyu mining station. You know what? That's on the way. You know what? I'm going to skip that because I like the independents. They are very nice to us, and eventually, once we get high enough reputation with them, there are a couple independent military locations, and we can then buy straight from their military without having a commission. So I think we will not take that because I don't want to annoy the independents. Ooh, they have some tempests here. And one of you... Do you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and buy... Yeah, we'll buy you. You require 5 more people than usual. That's fine. These guys are a bit too banged up, though. But I do want to start filling out some more of our fleet, especially with smaller ships, because we have kind of gotten, not away from that, because we are going to have some cruisers and maybe even a capital ship in our fleet most of the time. Well, whenever we're out doing bounties and other odds and ends. But I do want to just start getting some more smaller ships, because I am going to dump off the wolves, because they're not as useful in the mid to late game, and also our shepherd and our mudskipper, which isn't really a combat ship anyway. So, with all that said, let's move you up to here. For now, we won't bother outfitting you just yet. Repair all of our ships. And we're going to pick up as much junk as we can from here. Oops. Cargo button, please. There we go. Let's grab everything we can, really. Listen to all the fun noises. Shoom, 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 shoom. I think this is the first time I've ever moved a house and been able to carry everything I own all at once without buying an atlas. Hey, there we go. Sweet. Well, let's see. Where is the nearest jump point? No. We're just going to go ahead and we will spring ourselves out of here. And away we go. Let's set a course for, I think it's this one. Yes, with the rich farmland. Lay in a course. Alright guys, I will see you when we are at our new home. Okay, here we are. And this will be our very first colony here. All right. Oh, we only needed 100. Interesting. Of the heavy machinery. Well, this is the rich farmland, moderate ore, and common organics. This is a great first start. And it will have a decent accessibility, which we can boost later on. So colonies are going to be not the focus, but we are going to have to sort of come back to the colony pretty regularly, and it'll sort of be a regular feature here. And I'm going to go ahead and name this colony... let's see. This colony could be... Dry World. Oops, if I can type right. There we go. Confirm. And now we get to make our faction name. This one I was thinking about earlier. We're going to be the Curzar... No, we're going to be the Lupine Mercenary Company. Actually, maybe League. Nope. Co. There we go. Yes, we use the... is the company, yes. Should A or N, A, okay, and going to be the LMC. There we go. And you can also look down here to see your faction used in sentences. Ta-da! So, when you start your first, or any colony, it will start with no industry, no infrastructure. Somehow it's making money, I'm not really sure how. But it'll also start building a spaceport right away. Don't click on this, by the way. If you click it, it'll remove it, or adjust position in queue, as you can see with that green text there, so don't click it. If you do, I think you have to pay to rebuild it. So we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. Now we can, simultaneously, also start our very first industry. And this gets a bit opaque as far as numbers go, because some of these look really expensive and they look really cool, but they don't really give you much in the way of money in terms of output. Others are really cheap and really good output. So, how to go about that? I typically like to start my very first colony on a world with at least adequate farmland. Now we have better than adequate, we have rich farmland. This will ensure that the people here can eat and they won't complain about food, because what's going to happen is whenever you have a shortage, which is, the red outline here, that means that your planet or your colony isn't going to be generating that as a resource, and it may even be using your own stockpiles of that resource to keep itself alive. So I like to start with food, and your colonies will trade with each other in your own faction. So if we were to then go over to the gas giant here or to the toxic world and start a new colony here, now we're not going to have food production on either of these because there's no farmland, but they will get cheap food from our existing colony right here. Let's get back to where we were. Here we go, manage the colony. And colony, there we go. So I typically like to start with farming. It's also cheap, it doesn't cost much to start it up, and the upkeep is very low. And while the output is pretty cheap, it will still bring in some extra money for you every month. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. And start the farming. And you'll see here we have 15 days till the spaceport is ready and 60 days until the farming is ready. So it's not going to start doing anything right away. But you do still have some other options and things to consider here. We could, if we wanted to, make this a free port, although we have to have a spaceport first. We can also add hazard pay. This will reduce the amount of credits we get per month based on the hazard rating. And as you can see, we go from 0% growth to 1.67. Now that's only because we have no accessibility, because we don't have a spaceport yet. But I am thinking we do want to, at least for now, accelerate the growth of our colony. We'll go ahead and give it some hazard pay. And then, while it's building a spaceport, let's go ahead and dump off all of our junk. You have resource stockpiles, and you also have your own storage. Anything that you don't want your colony using, don't put in the resource stockpiles. So if we put these heavy machinery here, then if the colony needed it at some point, then they might just use these and you can't get them back. So we're going to keep them out of there for now. And we're just going to go to storage, and we will store probably 100 of these is good, as well as all of our other stuff. All the weapons, all the domain artifacts, all the LPCs for our carriers, well, singular carrier in this case, and all of our AI cores. Done. Sort us, sort them. And now we have easy access to all of these things. And as we get the need and the ability to install these, we'll be able to do that pretty easily. So the other consideration to have here is that if we did want to change out the administrator, we could have our friend Cybele Goff take over, but because we are personally overseeing everything and we're only overseeing this specific colony, we're giving it a +2 stability bonus, so that will help. You have a number of other stats here: access, fleets, defenses for ground defenses, your colony's size, the population, and your conditions, i.e. your resources and the factors that go into the hazard rating. Your stability will be affected by things like shortages, as you can see there. It has no active comm relay in the system, which we can go fix pretty quickly here, and I'm going to do that as soon as we can. As well as if there are any disruptions in trade, any active pirate or pather cells, any active pirate or pather threats from their bases. Those will all reduce stability, and you want to take care of that, because if your stability gets too low and stays too low for too long, your colony can implode. That's kind of rare. You have to really, in my opinion, you have to really try hard to let that happen, but it can happen. A lower stability will also mean lower access. It'll also mean fewer credits per month, and you may end up having to pay money into your colony to keep it solvent. You don't want to do that. Your access sort of shows how much accessibility you have on the open market. We don't happen to have a spaceport yet, so we don't have much access, And because we do have our Tritac commission, we are hostile toward more factions than I generally like, but that means that we might not need to rely on our commission with Tritac for a whole lot longer. Your fleets are determine how strong of a fleet your planet can produce, your colony can produce, and our fleet size is going to be tiny and they will be awful quality. Our ship quality is -5%. So yes, they will be terrible fleets. We will build that up eventually, but for now that's just going to have to be how it is. And then we have ground defenses. This is basically the people defending the ground. If things get past our fleets and they get past whatever star stations we might have, then the ground defenses are our last line of defense. So if pirates come and raid our planet, they'll have to get through our fleets, get through whatever station might be around our colony here, and then if they get through that, then they have to get through our defenses. And when you do get those threats, you will see a rating on whether or not those threats can penetrate your defenses, and we'll get to that when it happens. Now we could, if we wanted to, go ahead and start adding in some more buildings here, and I might go ahead and build out ground defenses because it'll give us a stability bonus, and it'll also double our ground defenses, which isn't much right now, but in the long run it'll really add up. So I'm thinking, since it is 150,000 credits, we'll go ahead and build that. And I think for now, because we have no spaceport, we can't build an orbital station or a way station, so we'll go ahead and leave those for now. Now we can also open the comm directory. We work just like any other colony. We have a dockside bar. They can have us do missions for them if we want to. So we're going to ignore that for the time being, and we're going to leave. And I think we're going to go and see how much it would cost to actually survey this gas giant. 65. Ugh. Okay. Which reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and leave off our other ships. However, I wanted to bring your attention to this that just popped up. Because we have our first colony, we now have in our major events, in addition to the hyperspace topography, we now have, which is, why is that so low? No, never mind. I thought we had more. Very strange. So we now have a rating here of just what kind of threats exist for our colony. Now, because our colony is kind of unstable, and it is here, then pirates are, of course, interested in our colony. We can, they might use us for smuggling, they might just attack us, take our people for slaves or whatever, who knows. So what'll happen is every month, our colony threat level will go up by 9 currently. Now, as we build a comm relay and as our colony comes online and our stability goes up, this will probably drop down to about 5 or 4. But that still means that every year or two, we will have to deal with some kind of pirate threat. And that's assuming that everything else stays stable and doesn't grow, because the bigger your colony, the more attractive it is to pirate activity. And we have no defensive measures or military infrastructure, so we don't have any deterrence yet. So you want to keep an eye on this, and you will get notices as you pass by certain marks here, certain points in this chart, this graph, then you'll get reduced stability and your accessibility goes down, and you will also get a random event, and more stability decreases, and more events, and so on. So make sure you keep an eye on this unless you really want your colonies to flounder. Let's run back here real quick and drop off our additional ships. Let's repair our ships. And I'm going to drop off you and you. Now you do have surveying equipment. It might be worth popping surveying equipment on this guy real quick. Reduce it by 35. Oh, you bet. Okay, let's take off. I did actually add the ECCM package. I forget what I removed. I removed something. Oh, it was auxiliary thrusters for the ECCM package. That makes our missiles a lot faster and more maneuverable, and it causes them to be less likely to be hit by point defense. So let's go ahead and remove that for now, And we'll do surveying equipment. And we'll do it on this ship too, just to be sneaky. So you had aux thrusters. Watch me forget what I had on here previously. So now... Yeah, okay. Now we should be able to go and survey, and it should be pretty darn cheap. Surveying equipment, surveying equipment. You have it, so I'm going to keep you on for now. You also have it. So, yeah, let's go do that real quick. Bonk. Do you have enough? 25. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Trace volatiles. That makes this one kind of useless because we already have another planet here. Oh, that's organics. We have... This planet here has trace volatiles. So, granted, gas giants do have certain bonuses if you have certain items, but that's a pretty bad one. We'll hope that this one has something better, but I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and we're going to go and survey the toxic world next. Assuming we ever get there. And you're going to cost us 5. Perfect. Abundant volatiles. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Great. That might be a contender. Let's take a look down at these guys and then this one. I want to survey everything. We'll try to get this one. I don't want to run us out of supplies, but we are pretty close to the core worlds. We can run back pretty easily if we need to. Of course, we might end up getting pretty close to the wire. Where is our nearest exit point? Kind of far. Could be fun. You know what? Let's do the small worlds first. We'll go get some more supplies, and then we will survey that big one. Okay, so this one's kind of meh. If this one didn't have much better stats, then I'd probably look at that one for a military base. But when you have a hot world, you can end up with a much more powerful military than with a, well, not hot world. And you, oh, you have some ruins. Alright. Abundant ore, moderate, rare ore, and scattered ruins. This is okay. We probably won't end up colonizing this one. It's not that useful because we already have better ore options in our system here. Heavy machinery. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, let's run back to the nearest core worlds that aren't hostile to us, pick up some supplies, and then we'll pop back and do some more surveying of our big planet. And then we should at least have the spaceport done. We can look at some other options at that point. Oh, and there we go. Spaceport done. Now you can manage your colonies from, like, remotely. If we go here, we can do some things. We can do industries. We can't move things around in the inventory. We can't add or remove things because we're not there. But we also can't move things from our personal stash into the colony stash if we wanted to. We have to go there to do it. Now, as you'll see, our growth just shot up like crazy from like 1.67 to 4.33. That is per month. And every time it hits 100%, we will grow in size until we hit size 6. And your colony size applies a multiplier to the amount of credits you get from all of your industries because it increases the number of output they have. It does increase requirements as far as desired import amounts for each material. We could, if we wanted to, give us the free port status, which will increase that by another %. And generally, it usually increases your credit output, but we aren't making any illegal stuff right now. So free ports will cause drugs and, I think, harvested organs. Let's see. From smuggled exports. So yeah, so harvested organs, probably heavy weapons and so on. However, it will attract attention from hegemony in particular. They will come and be like, hey, you're selling illegal goods. I don't like that. And so you may have to fend off their patrols sometimes. And they may send expeditions out to basically wreck your colonies. It also immediately reduces stability. You see that? And over the next, I think, 3 years, no, over the next 1 year, it will decrease by 2 more. So early on, Freeport isn't a great option unless you really need to grow your colony fast. So we're going to leave it off right now. We're getting almost 5%. It'll be about 22, 24 months before we have an increase in size. But I think that's okay. Let's get up here. Let's go to Arcadia. It's pretty close. And there's only one. It is military, though. One hegemony presence there. Let's just go for it. Oof. We won't take that one. Ah, good old Alpha Braddock again. Okay, let's see. So we don't want to pop in right next to hegemony, so let's go... I think Agrius is over this way. So let's do that. In we go. Nope. Guessed wrong. Alright. Oh, Agrius is right there. That's a bit rough. Well, let's pop in through this way, and hopefully hegemony won't give us too much trouble, but if they do, that's why we save. Clunk. Watch your driving. This is also why, quick lesson in making sure you always check the map before you pop in like that. Alright. Ooh, a system bounty. And you'll see here we are out of supplies, so what's going to happen here is we are losing 2% per day. So we have about 40 days before our ships just start imploding left and right, and we need to stop that. Okay, so we're paused here, luckily. Let's take a look. We have a system bounty in Hypersil. This might be handy for increasing our standing within our own faction here, because as we get more and more trust built up between us and them, they will let us buy bigger and badder and cooler ships. Also have a derelict ship up here, a bit far away, and we have a bounty that I don't really care about. So we're going to ignore that for now, because we do want to go and get more supplies than this. Wow. Okay. That was not a big haul of supplies there. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to buy here? No. I wouldn't mind some of these, but I don't need them right now. Any cool ships? None that are in the kind of repair that I want. Dockside bar. Let's see. Perfect posture. They want us to drop a spy sat on Sphinx? No, it's okay. Angerman in a suit who wants us to attack Tigra City? No, thank you. And someone who's disappointed in commodity traders. They need organics delivered on Norsha. That's not a huge amount of money, but you know what? Oh, you know what? I think we're enemies of Syndria too, aren't we? Yeah, we're not going there. Sorry, pal. Okay. Let's see if we can get over to Agrius and... oh, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm watching for the telltale sign of sensors. Ooh. We're gonna go dark, and we're in this nebula, which should... yeah, they can't quite see us, even if they ping like that. So we're gonna sneak in here. And let's see what we can find. Ooh, a tough-looking man with a powered armor suit. A griffin. It is damaged. Degraded shields, unreliable subsystems. You know, Griffin isn't my favorite ship anyway, so I'm going to skip that. We do have an officer we can hire here. Combat endurance isn't bad. I'm going to say no for now. Oh, we can sell these here. Here we go. Supplies. In actual amounts. Yes, please. Okay, and fuel. Perfect. Okay, and I think we want to keep all of our heavy machinery. Let's take a quick spin. Do some window shopping. Like I said, window shopping. And let's hop out. I think I want to go back to our colony here. I do want to, if I can get on the map here, I do want to go and survey this gas giant. It's not vital that we do it right now, so I am thinking, let's take a peek at what kind of money we need to be making, or what kind of money we can make, because for a little while our colony might end up being a bit of a money sink, or a money pit. So we want to just take a look here. We have a bunch of things out that direction. Ooh. Do you know? We have those, and we have a bounty. Not the biggest bounty, but that's 48, so 50,000-ish. Plus 100,000, 170, and the technology crate. I think that is a good loop. That's a really good loop. I think we should plan on doing that, but I think we'll start that in the next episode. I'm going to go ahead and take these two missions right here. We will set ourselves up for success next episode with missions. We'll also get that bounty on our radar by marking it with the exclamation point. And then I think we are going to... we'll head up out this way. Out of here. Ooh. Just stay away from the Gemini. Granted, that picket would just shatter itself on our shields, practically. Go away. What do you want, buddy? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Bye, dude. You can't do much to me. Okay. Let's go check out what Galatia has. Ooh. Yep, we're not doing that one. That would be mighty painful. Yeah, once you start getting cruisers, you'll start seeing the really big missions pop up. Oh, Winter Research Station up there? Yes. Yes. Now, we might need to consider buying a larger tanker. Yeah. Yeah, let's get ourselves set up for next episode so that we can actually do some missions. And we'll keep the transponder off again. Oh, and Darren Kuya's right here. Can restock there. Let's see if you guys have any fun jobs for us. That is the wrong direction. That is an okay direction. That's actually a better direction now. So we're going to be doing Eos Exodus and Canaan. They're both in the same direction. You know what? Let's do it. We can start our missions from there. Yeah. So this is one where we're going to, let's see, ransom someone from the Electric Knights. I think we did that before. We can keep the credits if we configure a way to not pay. We're not going to do this one. We will, however, do the VIP transport. They need to go pretty soon. Okay. Threats? You know, threats. Yeah. And we'll do that. Alright. We can leave, head up this direction. That's a pirate fleet. I'll take your junk. Let's see, what do we have here? Dockside bar. Nothing terribly crazy. So these missions, or these... yeah, I guess they're missions. We can start doing these eventually. Once we get the correct amount of, or correct type and amount of output from our industries, we can maybe take some of these missions and they'll basically just pay us money for colony output for a while. We can get in trouble with someone in a booth. They love to talk. East on Connie. Connie is pirates. I mean, I don't mind it. I'll skip that for now. I normally wouldn't be too shy about annoying the pirates, but we might need to buy fuel from them. Okay. And let's see, can we get out of here quickly? No, we cannot. We're going to do it the fun way. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to get over to... not there. We do have some more missions popping up here. Always check to see if there's anything in the same direction that you're going. Like this one. We're already going... oh. Cha. Don't we already have one in Cha? I thought we had a technology crate mission in Cha. Ah, there we go. Couldn't mark that, so we keep it there. We're going there anyway, so we may as well. Got that, we've got that. This is going to be a big money run, my goodness. Oh. I think something already got removed. There we go. Survey Rocky Metallic World, sure. And analyze domain era probe, 80,000. Yes, this is going to get us a lot of money. Assuming we survive. That could be a big assumption. Let's go to... let's see, that is... Duzak, no. Let's go here. Gonna start here. Restock on supplies. We'll look for a Phaeton, which is the next size up of tanker. Another probe, wrong direction. And a cryovolcanic world, also wrong direction. Now, where are you on the map here? We want to go right down here. Wait, where is that? You are literally right next to the star, okay. Not sure what this is here, though. Let's pop in. And another derelict ship in the wrong direction? That's okay. Hey, there we go. Okay. Nothing going on there, nothing going on there. Not a lot going on here. I'm going to stock up on supplies a bit more than we usually would, because we're going to go through them analyzing those planets, probably. So that should be enough. Let's see. Fleet. We have a Phaeton. And it has compromised storage, because of course it does. Well, that's annoying. So 600 fuel versus what do you have? 450. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to refit you. Strip you. So you had surveying, insulated engine and unstable injector. Okay. We're going to go ahead and buy you. And let's see how much it would take to refit you, to restore you. Oof. Expensive. Tell you what we'll do is you are at 900 anyway because of our fleet ability, so that's fine. You're fine. You will help us make surveying cheaper. Make you faster in battle when we need to. Ooh, you know what? Let's throw on nav relay so that if it is in battle, it'll help everything move faster, including itself. What else was in there? Insulated engine assembly. Yep. There we go. Unstable injector. And small ballistic turrets. Let's just put a single Vulcan on the back. Because you're going to be fleeing most of the time, I think. And that should do. Alright, let's get rid of you. You know what? Let's buy fuel. I already bought all your fuel. What is our range looking like here? Looking pretty good. We're not going in a straight line though, so I think I am going to run over to Nova Maxios. And we will see what kind of fuel we can get there. They'll probably have a perfectly pristine Phaeton too, won't they? What are you guys doing? Hey look, a pristine Phaeton, look at that. Of course they do. I couldn't have waited. You know what, I might just sell this one. How much do you cost? Ah, that's such a waste though. Yep. We'll leave it for now. We might just get rid of it later. I mean, we will get rid of it later, so that's fine. Black market, anything good? Nothing I'm super jazzed about today. We'll go ahead and prep for our mission by buying all the fuel we can. Ooh. Ion cannons, I am out of those. I'm out of these. Out of a lot of things, honestly. I'll take that. And that should do it. How are we on crew? We're good on crew. We might even be a little bit more than we need. That's fine. And we're going to pop over to Kanta's den. Clunk. Oh, darn it. Let's get out of here first. Here we are. Kanta's Den is one of the biggest pirate bases in the game. We're going to not go talk to Kanta. Just a bad idea. However, if you want to tell pirates to permanently leave your colonies alone, you can talk to her. Bring a lot of money. Specifically, bring 1 million. If you want to have an alternate path that doesn't require money, you can offer to get her protection for a favor. That favor will probably really annoy one of the other factions, like instant enmity. So, beware. Okay, you don't have much fuel either. You're all out of gas. I'm out of you guys too. Okay, well, I think what we'll do is we're going to call it there because we have done a lot of colonizing today. Not much combat to speak of today, though. That's okay. That happens. And next episode, we're going to start by going to Aeos Exodus and doing the mission there, going to Canaan for that mission there, and from there, we will be going all around the sector up in this direction. We have a lot of money coming in next episode. We have 66, 73, so what, that's 140. 190, 250, 320, 390, wow, 470, and 550. So we stand to make over 500,000 credits next episode, and that's ignoring the other odds and ends we can find. And that means that I'm probably going to be interested in buying another... Thought we were docked. Oh, we were docked. I might want to buy another cargo hauler, because we're going to need to store all that, and we're not going to buy it here, apparently. So yeah, I'm going to spend some time, just a little bit of time, around this system looking for another cargo hauler, and then next episode we will set out on our money-making mission to help support our colonies. Well, colony singular. But that's going to about do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the colonizing, and I hope you learned how the colonies work. It was a basic introduction. There are some other interactions that we'll go into later, especially as it regards the way that your colonies interact with the economy at large and with each other. But that's going to about do it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, my name is Hasman Korazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.